Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will finally be talking about Happy Gilmore 2. Alright, we all know Netflix, we all know Adam Sandler, and we all know the connection that Adam Sandler has made with Netflix and that the connection and that contract is basically saying make the worst possible comedy movie you can get, and that's exactly what Adam Sandler is out to do. And of course he had to go and follow a trend that has been going on lately, which is just take a movie that was very beloved and make a legacy sequel up on that movie, or just a straight up sequel like this one is. Just like Freakier Friday is a straight up sequel, this one is also a straight up sequel to the first one. And it takes everyone and everything back, adds up, dials everything to 11, and just makes everything work, or makes everything bad. And all the things that worked, which is what I wanted to say, they kind of fucked up on that. Like, oh my god, Happy Gilmore 2 did not get the best reviews when it first came out. Even when this movie had already released, I then went back to watch the first one for the first time because I hadn't seen it yet. And I have to say that I am also not the biggest fan of the first one. I do feel like a lot of humor in the first one is outdated, and I feel like you should have been there when it came out, or should have been there around 10 years ago when I think that movie would have still been pretty funny. I do think it's a fairly enjoyable movie, but the humor wasn't really doing it for me, and I am not the biggest fan of this big Adam Sandler slacky humor that is going on in there. There are some exceptions, like I personally really love Pixels, but that's mostly because of the gaming thing that's happening in that movie, not because of the humor Adam Sandler has. I'm not a big fan of his comedic movies. That's just me, I'm very sorry. But for Happy Gilmore 2, I thought I'm gonna give it a chance. This is a sequel. The first one was enjoyable enough. Not a lot of people are loving it, but you know, it's 2025 and people are not loving anything nowadays, apart from the horror scenes that are happening this year, which make me very happy. But yes, Happy Gilmore 2. As I said before, it dials everything to 11, and one of the main things I absolutely hated about this movie is fully committing to bringing everyone back, but also just butchering characters that were there for that first run, and now just having them do something that is really out of character, or really out of touch, or really just unnecessary, like everything that they did with his wife. Why? I don't understand the choice there. Like, you bring her back for that? That's just weird. Especially with everything else going on, like we replaced the wife and stuff like that with the children, and that's something I really loved. But I really not loved, but liked enough, apart from the fact how these children behaved. I love the fact they have children, and that the children are a main focal point for him to get his story going. There are also some gags that personally quite worked for me. Like in the beginning, there's this gag where alcohol is hidden inside anything, and he just starts drinking out of anything. I thought that was pretty funny for the first 4 times it did it in the first minute, but after the seconds or the other 25 times that it did that, the joke kind of was lost on me. But it started off pretty fun, and I laughed with that quite a bit in the beginning of this movie, but even that was gone in half of it, because they wanted to make this comedic movie, but it also wanted to have some feelings in it, but the feelings didn't work because it's an Adam Sandler comedy, and Adam Sandler comedies never or rarely have real human connection or real feelings in them, and they kind of butchered it with this one as well, because it just feels so incredibly weird and unearned and creepy for some moments. Like it's just not working. The story that they are telling is just not working. We have this new version of Golf with the bad guy from Benny Safdie, and a lot of cameos are in this one. Actually, Eminem is in this one. Fucking the guy with tattoos is in this. I forget his name. He's Post Malone, that was his name. He's in this. Everyone is in this. Like, we have the characters that were cameoing in the first movie. They also came back. We also have a lot of flashbacks in this movie, like half of the runtime, because the movie is quite a bit longer than the first one. It's mostly flashbacks to that first one. And even that got annoying. It's like the movie is acknowledging that the sequel came out way too fucking late, and they are acknowledging that the movie should have come out around 2 years after that first one released, so it would actually make sense to make a sequel, not having it happen 30 years later or 29 years later when people don't even know who the fuck Happy Gilmore is anymore, and just rehash everything that you had in that first movie, but changing everything due to the time period that has passed, but changing everything except for your humor. The humor is still very 1996, which is probably one of the main reasons why it doesn't work that well anymore in a setting nowadays. So that is something that also bothered me quite a bit with this movie. Still, I had some fun with Adam Sandler in this one. He is not the worst in this. I do have a feeling that the being angry thing was better in this one than it was in the original. In the original, it bothered me more than in this one, maybe because I knew it was going to happen, but that bothered me less this time around. Other things like the humor, the legacy sequel things, and everything else that they did for this movie kind of bothered me a lot more than I had with the first one. In the end, I would give the first Happy Gilmore 3 stars, but you are here for my score on the second Happy Gilmore, and I am going to give this one 1.5 star. I really didn't think it was that necessary, not that good either. It was just there, and it happened. Alright? But we have another movie based on streaming that came out when I was in America, and that's War of the Worlds, and I can't wait to freaking watch that one. So let me get straight into that one in one of the upcoming videos next week. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked what you've seen and you want to see more reviews. I will put out a review every day together with a gaming video, and whenever a series uploads a new episode, I will also talk about those. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.